Hey guys, welcome back to another video. The last video of the round, round 12 just finalised. I missed the game today, unfortunately, so I didn't see any of it really, so I don't know how people went in real life, but I obviously know the fantasy results of it. So I'll get into that. I'll see how my week panned out in the end and some early plans for round 13. But yeah, the first major bye round's out of the way, and it actually went pretty well by all accounts. For most people, like all the fantasy relevant guys scored well, so it was a bit of a monster scoring round, even though we did only have 13. Real quick, just before we get into it, I know I asked you guys yesterday, but you guys smashed it yesterday. I think we gained 13 subscribers from the video I posted at like 10:30 last night. I'd love to hit 200 before tomorrow morning. It'll be awesome. So we're 3 away from hitting 200 subs. So really appreciate the support. I won't ask you guys every video, but yeah, just after we hit that 200 milestone, I'll ease off a little bit, but appreciate the support, guys. So yeah, this round didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to in terms of the trades I had planned, but honestly, my long-term projection is really solid and I'm in a really good spot from now on. And I even moved up a few ranks this round. So it wasn't a massive score for me. I did beat the par, so I got 782. Par for the top 1,000 was 767, or the median was 779. So beat both of them, but yeah, not in love with my score. Obviously, I don't necessarily like where I'm ranked. I think I'm a top 1,000 player by the end of the season. But yeah, obviously, I'll take any rises at this point. So yeah, I came into the round at 3,052. I'm currently 2,537, so jumped up about 500 spots. I thought I might have jumped up a little bit more. I was like 12,500th coming into the last game, but I had 257 points or something on the bench. So I moved into 3,500th after the loop options came in, and then I only rised about 1,000 in the last game with 5 players, including my captain. So thought maybe I'd do a little bit better, but yeah, obviously the guys didn't smash it out the park. Tarpany and Clark were solid. Horsburgh, Tamale and Hosking probably went under where you'd expect them to. So yeah, didn't see how they got to those points apart from the stats on my screen, but yeah, like I'll take it. It was a solid round, and any rises are good, and I got there without making a trade. So I had one trade pretty much locked in the whole week. That was Dylan Egan to Herbie. Changed that to Tedesco instead of Herbie. Just before the Dolphins game on Thursday, just with the weather, and yeah, it just worked out better to get a winger fullback. And then Iongi scored 64, so I didn't need a fullback in the end, so I changed that. I still had a plan to get in Egan Butcher or Jamal Fogarty with Dylan Egan, depending on how Lucas and Savala went, but they both smashed it out the park. So yeah, I was willing to use up to 3 trades this week because I think I have more than I need to at the moment. But yeah, obviously I'm not going to force any trades for like 15 points. So yeah, like Tamale ended up being 14 points worse than Tedesco after Teddy scored that last try with like 3 minutes to go. So lost a few points there. And then Jamal Fogarty scored a 64. So lost another 11 points there doing that. That's totally fine. Like I'm obviously not spewing I didn't make a trade for less than 15 points. So yeah, it worked out well. I'm in a really good spot. So I got 19 left. The average trades are 13.5 in the top 1,000. So yeah, 5.5 more than most players, which is really good. And yeah, I think you can see here, trades remaining. Yeah, there is like 6 teams in the top 1,000 with 19 trades left, then 3, 2, and 1. So yeah, there's only 11 teams in the same or better position than me trades-wise in the top 1,000. So yeah, really stoked with that. I can easily make a push for that, assuming I make calculated trades. But I do have the availability now that I can make some riskier picks. I do think Kaloa Matangi is a big chance of making Origin in one of games 2 or 3, depending on how New South Wales go, how their forwards go. But yeah, I'm going to be bringing him in because I can. Like if he gets injured if he makes it or whatever, it doesn't affect me as much as it does people with lower trades. So yeah, he's almost certainly coming into my team. I do think Aiken's a better pickup in general. So I'll be getting him as well. And yeah, I'll be getting Jaden Campbell most likely next week as well, even though he has a little bit of a higher break even. Again, like I'm not too worried about cash with 19 trades left and honestly in a pretty good spot at 2,500th. So yeah, overall really positive round, even though it didn't pan out how I wanted to. Just all my loop options were on fire. And yeah, like a 782 in that sort of round is pretty good. Happy to beat average without making any trades. And yeah, still got 300k in the bank. So yeah, really good spot. I'm thinking early on I'm going to go if I can afford it, it's going to be touch and go with Tamales and Horsburgh's lower scores today. Horsburgh, Tamale, and Dylan Egan, and hopefully get in Aiken, Kaloa Matangi, and Jaden Campbell. So that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Worst case, I can do Toya instead of Tamale, so not too concerned. Either way, I can easily get all 3 in and then have a 4th trade available anyway, because we obviously get 4 from next week onwards. But yeah, really happy with that. Captain Clark, so that went better. It was between him and Tarpany, so only 4 points. But with my captaincy run this year, I'm happy to be on the better end of that. So yeah, I'll get into the game, the Raiders game, quickly. Like, I didn't see it, but I can obviously see the stats on my screen. We are waiting for updates to come through. It's been like 2.5 hours since the game, so usually they're in by now. Just going to quickly check my phone to see if I need to refresh what I'm seeing on the screen. No, they're still not in, so that's all good. We'll go off what's here. I'll just see if footy statistics maybe faster. But no, everything looks the same there. So yeah, the Raiders won. I thought they would, even though they were underdogs. It just felt like their sort of game. I tipped them, which is good. Obviously, 5 out of 5 underdogs won this week, which is pretty crazy. It's just buy-round chaos, I guess. But yeah, we'll start with the Warriors because I can't tell you how the game went in real life. I'd literally missed it all. But Jackson Ford with a 72 is huge. He's not really an option. He's priced at like 46, I think. So yeah, obviously he's going to get better minutes with Mitch Barnett out. 57 is good. And he's a really good player in real life and in fantasy. He used to be an option a couple of years back when he was in the second row, I believe. But yeah, he just hasn't played that in a while. His minutes are a bit sporadic this year, but when he gets the minutes, he's going to be huge. But yeah, just priced too awkwardly, and obviously they don't have the good buys. But yeah, really good if you had him in your team, but 0.5% owned. He's probably pulling out a big game for no one, unfortunately. Aaron Clark with a 61, that's really good. His minutes probably a little bit lower than I would have expected. If I knew he was getting 63 minutes, I probably wouldn't have captained him. I probably would have gone Tarpane. But yeah, he did well in that time, apparently. So 37 tackles without a miss is huge. Tackle break, offload, turnover tackle, 150 metres. Yeah, that's a really good game. His points per minutes is about 1 generally, but it lowers a little bit when he gets the bigger minutes. But good to see him get there. Yeah, it would be... I'm interested to see how they went in his minutes he was off because, yeah, like they seem to fall apart in that middle of the pack when he does come off. So it'll be interesting to see if they did tonight. But yeah, won't make that call without watching the game. Roger, good to see him have a good game. Looks like a good game. Yeah, obviously he's battled injury a little bit this year, but yeah, always good to see when boys like that come out and have a good game. Lukey Metcalf with a 49 in a losing side is pretty good. 3 goals because they took 2 penalties. Yeah, not a lot of negatives. Kick meter's still strong. That was really why I didn't get him at the start of the year. I didn't think he'd kick this much, but as long as he's doing that, he's a good option. He's probably a step below the keepers in the halves. He was probably around about where I thought Cartoa would be. Obviously, Cartoa a little bit higher, but Cartoa has obviously blown that out the water. But yeah, I think you can probably get rid of him at any stage you'd like now, unless you're really high on Metcalf. But yeah, like obviously with the buy-in, 15 and 18 is not going to provide too much value. So I'd probably look to get rid of him before then if you can upgrade or if like a lower half comes available. Capo with a 41. I think he started in the second row in the end. So good to see him out of the centres. He's obviously a natural second rower. 7 missed tackles isn't great. I think he leads the comp in missed tackles and added another 7 to his resume there. So yeah, nothing too surprising there. Wade Egan, a little bit disappointing with a 38 if you've kept him this long. I still do think he's probably a back-end keeper or close to, like in a weakened hooker position this year. Obviously Aaron Clark's leading the charge there now, but like below him there's no one too excessive unless we see like a Harry Grant, Watson turn monster towards the back end of the season, but they both had their issues with origin and injury and stuff. So yeah, Egan's fine to keep now. If you have Jazz Tavanga for round 15, I'd probably just keep Egan, but if you need a hooker, he's probably expendable. But yeah, that's a pretty disappointing score in a bye round when you've probably kept him for that. Halasima didn't play 80 again. Yeah, his minutes are all over the place. I think he's a good option if he is playing 80, but every week you're sort of guessing, so I don't love it. But he's still making money, which is good. Had a 24 break even. That break even's probably going to come closer to where he's priced at. I didn't love him as an option to begin with, but he's exceeded my expectations, and a 36 in 64 minutes is pretty good. So yeah, his break even will probably be where he's priced at about 36, but yeah, he's playing well when he's getting the minutes, like 44 and 74 minutes. But yeah, it's just every week it's different by the looks, so I wouldn't trust it. But yeah, he's done well for you. 38's not terrible in the bye round. No one else really for the Wars that's of fantasy interest. So we'll get on to the Raiders. They obviously have a lot more. Jamal Fogarty took the cake with a 64. Got a try as well, which helps. Like, he's not a massive, notorious try scorer, but when he's doing that, his scores are going to be boosted because he's pretty much getting 50s every week. So yeah, good to see that for his owners. A bit spewing because I could have got him, but obviously Savala did well, so I'll take the 53. But yeah, really good game from him. Kick meters are huge again, like 430's not massive, but obviously he's dominating them. Like, no one else took over 13. So yeah, really good game from him. Morgan Smithies, I was super high on him. If Horsburgh made Origin, he was coming into my team probably 100%. Yeah, I talked about him in my buys video, recommended him to a lot of people when I was reviewing subscribers' teams. Yeah, I just thought he was a great option. I didn't see any path to his minutes getting too much lower than the 64 they were last week, and he played 61, so really good. 60 in 61 minutes is huge. He's going to make heaps of money. It's just if they didn't play round 15, and I had so many Raiders, but I would have loved to get him in. It just didn't work out that way. And yeah, a bit spewing, but I'm glad he did well for those I recommended him to. Yeah, even with 4 missed tackles, yeah, really solid. Like 42 tackles, 2 turnovers. So the turnovers and the try save did boost his score a little bit, but even then he's getting like a 47 or something in 60 minutes. It's really good for that break even. Joey Tarpanay with a 57 in 58 minutes. Minutes are really high. That's a really good sign, especially with Horsburgh there. Like, he had a bigger game a couple of weeks back when Horsburgh was out. Yeah, 58 with pretty much their full team is pretty good. Obviously, Hudson Young's out, but he doesn't affect his rotation too much. So yeah, really good to see. That score's a little bit lower than you probably expect. Like, again, if I knew he was playing 58 minutes, he would have been my captain over Clark for sure. Yeah, really solid anyway. Just didn't get many offloads or missed tackle breaks or anything, like one of both. Is a little bit lower for him, but 44 tackles is huge. Not too many misses and then a turnover, which is good. I did read on a fantasy group, they think he might be suspended. Apparently he had a crusher and another shoulder charge or something, and given his track record, not only this year, but long term at the judiciary, yeah, there's a chance he's going to be out for a couple of weeks, which does suck. It's not terrible for me, I'll be honest, with my trade situation. I'm not happy about it because I did also trade him in last week, but yeah, it's not the worst thing for me. He's owned by 83% in the top 100 and then like 74 in the top 5,000. And I think, yeah, it's before round 12 as well. So that will probably be closer to 90%. Yeah, he was like 4% picked up overall, and then actually he wasn't really picked up in the top 1,000. So yeah, maybe it's probably about 75%. So not everyone has him, so that is where it hurts. But with 19 trades, the majority have him. I'm in a pretty good spot if he does miss a couple of weeks. Obviously, I'm just hoping he doesn't because I have extra trade plans instead. But yeah, fingers crossed it's all good. But if it's not, kind of works out well for me. Simi Sasungi, yeah, I thought he was a really good option as a buyout. Maybe not a really good option. I did like him, but I just didn't really like the idea of a cash out this week. But he was probably the one I would have recommended at 265k. And yeah, I didn't think he'd play 80 to be honest. But the fact he did is really good. He had really good data playing 80. I thought he'd play like the Hosking role, like 65 to 70, and I thought Hosking would play 80. But yeah, for some reason I just don't want to play Hosking 80, which is fair enough, but makes him a bit of a worse buy for all of us that did. Yeah, 45 is really good. No attacking stats really, just the 2 tackle breaks. So yeah, really solid if you did cash out to him. He's probably only useful in 12 and 18, which is why I didn't like the idea of a cash out. But yeah, I thought his scoring potential was a bit better than like the Hopboys and stuff like that. Horse, he got Simbin in this one. Don't know what for. Again, I didn't watch the game. I've probably said that 20 times in this video. So yeah, I'll rewatch the game, see what's up with that. Not too spewing if he misses a few games. If it was an offence that warrants that. Yeah, like he's part of my trade plans anyway. If he stays, like if he's available next week and Tarpany's out, maybe I hold on to him just because he might have some boosted minutes. But yeah, his minutes I'm just not in love with recently anyway. He was on the chopping block if he made Origin, which I thought he would, and he's still a chance. Just doesn't play 15. I need to get off a few Raiders. Yeah, like a 43 with a sin bin's not terrible. He did get a try save, which sort of boosted his score by the looks. Yeah, like I'm not complaining with a 43. I just kind of wish he made Origin because I could have got a better option in Smithies. But yeah, like those minutes just aren't where you want him to be. His points per minutes is really good, but he's not a long-term keeper in the mid position. Like he's a fringe guy, but there's so many around that mark, like your AFB, Max Kings, McInnes's, like all those sort of guys around 50 to 53. So he's like you're not desperate for him, and then you've obviously got your Tarpanays, Yos, Mays, and Haas's all above. So if you have those four, you kind of want a fifth mid, but it doesn't have to be Horse. So yeah, he's probably gone for me for someone who plays around 15 and 18, potentially even Smithies if Horse and Tarpany both miss. Obviously, he missed about 40, 50k in price rises and a 60, but yeah, if that rotation's really short, then I think Smithies becomes a really good option again, even though he doesn't play around 15. But yeah, I'll see what happens. Like I'll see who's suspended. I think Judiciary comes out in the morning, maybe even late tonight, but I'll probably be asleep. Yeah, a few interesting things to happen in that one. Tommy Starling, 41 with a try. Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. 6 missed tackles. I did talk about him in my buy or avoids this week. I did put him as the buy cover only. Like I didn't think he had a potential to make money or wasn't a keeper long term, but I thought that was a little bit harsh to put him there because he has been good playing 80 minutes. I just didn't know if he'd get it every week. And yeah, only 67 minutes here, 41 of the try, 6 missed tackles. Like it is a bit disappointing. 41 in a vacuum isn't terrible. It's just with a try, you'd expect a little bit higher. Yeah, like it's not a disastrous score. It's just not where you'd want, especially when like Riley Smith, Jazz Tavanga, Aaron Clark, like all those hookers far exceeded him, and some of them are a bit cheaper than him, a bit cheaper than Starling as well. Hosking with a 36, 35, where the heck? 37, sorry, my mouse went crazy. Oh wait, did updates just come in? Am I tripping? I swear that, I don't know. I think updates just came in. That is weird. Let me refresh. Yeah, because Tarpany was on 57. So yeah, updates are in. That's crazy. I don't know when that happened. So it looks like Horse went up 1, Tarpany went down 2, Fogarty went down 1, Aaron Clark stayed the same. That looks all good to me. That's all like the fantasy relevant. Yeah, Tom Starling, he got up +1. Sasangi +1 by the looks. Smithy's the same. I'm going off memory for a lot of this, but checking the app as well. Where was I up to? Hosking with a 37. Yeah, not great. 75 minutes, that's fine. Like I thought he'd play 80, but I'm not spewing that he missed 5 minutes. But yeah, I guess when Hudson Young's back, he probably plays that 65-ish minute role again. And a 37 is really disappointing. Didn't have a ton of negatives, like only like 2 penalties, 2 missed tackles, so that's -8. But he also had a turnover in there. He had an error, I guess. But yeah, like just a really disappointing game. Wasn't involved too much by the looks. 37's not terrible. A lot of people do have him, which is good. I thought he was a must-have or close to coming into this round. So yeah, 37's not great, but I think he'll be better for the long term. His data is so strong playing 80 or close to. But yeah, it's not concerning by any means, just a little bit lower for this round. Tamale with a 35 with 10 tackle breaks, that's crazy. 3 errors, so his handling has been a little bit off the last couple of weeks from what I've seen. But yeah, his tackle breaks are just huge. I am getting rid of him this week. He's pretty much peaked, like he'll lose about 5k this week, maybe 10k if that break-even's actually like 45, which it usually is. Yeah, he's on the chopping block. He's done a great service. He's made over 200k. It was just time to go. Iongi's kept himself in for another week with a 64. So, yeah, it was one of those two, and Tamale scored worse. So he's Gornski's, and I'm upgrading to a Jaden Campbell. So, yeah, as long as I can afford it, he is gone from my team. No one else really did too well in that game. When I put my post out, like sharing the video for my trade targets in round 12, a lot of people were saying Weeks, and I just didn't love him as an option. I think someone commented about him as well. I try to advise against it. He obviously is in a purple patch of form, but his historical data was less than where he's priced at this season and in previous seasons. So yeah, I just never trust form for outside backs. Like I much rather look at data. And obviously I didn't expect him to get a 15, but it's just what happens sometimes. So he's even losing money on a 17 break even, which is a bit disappointing. So hopefully, I can't remember who commented, but hopefully he didn't pick him up. I'm sure he'll be better, but it just wasn't his game. And yeah, a 15's not out of the realm of possibility with someone like him, unfortunately. And Paddy with a 17 and 11 minutes, that's crazy. Like, this guy is going to be so good. He's got massive raps. I cannot believe they brought in Jaden Brayley. I'm not sure if that's confirmed. I think it is. Yeah, like, I don't know what they're doing. Tom Starling, if I was Ricky, I'd be starting Tom Starling still. I'd probably be playing Paddy closer to 30, especially when we know Starling can play in the mids as well. So it seems strange to me, especially that you pick up Jaden Brayley, who doesn't really offer too much apart from just defense. Like, just give Paddy a shot eventually. Maybe not this year, but down the track. Obviously, the Raiders are going pretty well this year, but yeah, the kid's going to be a gun. He reminds me of Harry Grant. All he needed was a start, like when he got loaned out to the Tigers, and yeah, we've seen what's happened since. Xavier Savage, he was an option last week at like 260k or whatever. Was hoping he'd be a little bit cheaper because he was going to be a good cash out this week, and pumps out like a 71, ropes people in and then gets a 10. I did think he was a decent cash out. Obviously, he's rocks and diamonds, but I thought he was decent. His historical data is a little bit better than where he's priced at, and he's still so cheap with a massive break even. Again, I didn't recommend cashing out to anyone this week, but he was pretty high on my list as well, and yeah, got a 10. So well done, Xavier. You've roped everyone in. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, really excited for next week. Planning for 3 trades. Definitely going to use at least 3. But yeah, potentially even 4. It's the week we get 4. I've got a lot of around 15 buy planning to do. I'm going to get there easily. That's no problem. But yeah, just going to look at some options. I think Aiken, Koloamatangi and Campbell will be coming in. But yeah, that's for another video. That's for me to decide when lockout is over, and I can see if I can afford it with Tamale, because I'd rather get rid of him and keep Toya. I do really want a few loop options this week as well. So I've got Hines, Toya and Savala as my loops, which is okay, but I'd like to have another one. So if Tarpany is out, even if he's out for 3 weeks or so, I'd probably get rid of him. I'd probably keep him just as a loop option, but I'll see. Yeah, I'll obviously go in depth when lockout's over and I can see what's going on. But yeah, pretty happy with that round. Always good to get a few rank rises, and yeah, obviously 19 trades in the bank. I'm in a pretty good spot. Let us know how you guys went this week. Hopefully a lot of you went up in rank this week, especially the guys I reviewed your teams of, because I hope I didn't do you dirty there. Yeah, just let us know how you went, and we'll see you in a video maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. See you guys.